Age.
Don't talk me, Angie.
I am.
I mean,
I go ahead and say it. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined, Double.
I mean, if there's a character to go, I mean, at least they're trying out the new one. We could see a secondary a little bit later, but man, Pyra and most especially Mythra, they've got a lot of juice. I feel like putting it lightly.
I've had the pleasure, or some would say the displeasure, of watching Spargo tear some people up with the character after he started to get more used to her. And, well, yeah, they're very good. Starfire, I really like the attempt at Nair 1 there, and it seems that Frog is a little bit partial to using that neutral B. That's the 4th neutral B that they've thrown out in so many moves. But all 3 out of the 4 of them did connect, so they're at least doing something right. Percents are still even. Prominence Revolt's not quite going to kill, but it will kill soon.
Yeah, even percents are almost always going to favor Pyra, given just how much raw kill power she has across the board. Like, all of her tilts it will end up killing, or at least set up to kill. But if you miss those angles, then, I mean, they won't even have to worry about taking stocks. You'll let them do it for them.
I don't even know if you could call it an angle with Chrom. Like, it's just straight up and down, dude.
Hey, 180 degrees is still an angle.
That's true, you're right. And he is going to be, we'll call that a belated Jer. He connects with the Jer and then just, or the jab, and then just waits for Frog to come back on in, gets the second hit, and, well, now he's brought it back to even, and even a little bit of a percent lead. The Foresight's going to get Frog out of danger there, back down to the platform.
Gotta watch that shield.
That was looking close. The platform drop up air is going to connect, but Starfire can't follow it up, and that's the thing that I'm seeing they're having a little bit of problem with. They're getting nice, easy starting moves, but they're not having too much fun connecting them into follow-ups yet. Oh, but a good F smash read right there.
Man, it's really interesting to see how much Starfire has turned around what they're trying to do. Like, they've run into Foresight a couple times now after a couple of really solid up air starters. Like, optimal things that you want to see is Chrom, but Foresight is such a menace that, hey, might as well try to read it. But with so much end lag, one Pyra F smash is gonna be all you need. And that's kind of the X factor. Chrom has to play a lot of neutral sometimes, even if it's at a blazing fast pace. But stocks just fly when you've got two of the most influential characters right now. But the stocks keep on going, and we're back to an even game state.
Right back to even too, especially with that up B going to bring the percents back to almost perfectly even. Now these up airs are starting to separate them. Frog has to be careful about how they use that ray of punishment with platforms around. It's actually putting them in a disadvantageous position. Frog hasn't been punished for it yet. If they keep going for those, eventually Starfire's going to figure it out. They're going to get caught out of luck. These blazing ends aren't doing anything yet, but they are creating a lot of space on the stage. And it's going to be a directional air dodge right into the blast zone. Down goes Starfire. So Frog takes game 1 here.
Yikes. I mean, that's really awful to see at the end of such a really excellently played game on both sides. Starfire was providing a lot of respect to Frog, letting him do all that they want, but miss one air dodge, and that's going to seal your fate, especially as Chrom, because without their double jump, Chrom's kind of a sitting duck, and Frog will take that into game 2 as Starfire runs it right back, not trying to waste any time.
Yeah, running it right back to PS2. I can see that. It was actually... Oh, interesting. I think they might not have meant to run it right back. It seems like they were trying to actually ban stages. Because what I was going to say is that I think that's on Frog. Frog wants to go to a different stage despite the fact that they won game 1. Because they were going for a whole lot of connections with Ray of Punishment throughout that and getting thwarted by the platforms. So I can see them probably, I would guess with Collision's stage list, they're probably going to knock out PS2 and Battlefield. They're going to try and go for the wider, more open stages.
And keep in mind, small Battlefield is still an option. Oh, okay. They just didn't like the start, I guess.
But there wasn't the start.
Look, your guess is as good as mine, dude. They SD'd 3 times and ran it right back in. I'm not sure.
Hey, hear me out. They wanted to be player 2. It's lucky.
You know, that's a way to do it, I guess, instead of just leaving the arena. But it matches her hair.
It's true.
Got that going for you.
That's why we can't let Chrom go to FD, because then he'll get the hair match buff. Good use of foresight there to get down and get the up tilt. No follow-up, though, and I feel like that's something that both of these players are lacking in a little bit. They're very good in neutral. They actually both have stunning neutral, and they're both playing around each other very well. But once one of them gets into advantage state, they're both having a lot of trouble following it up. And that might be credited to both of them being good at escaping disadvantage, or it might be credited to both of them just having maybe a little bit of work to do on the advantage state as opposed to the neutral. But either way, so far that Nair 1 was looking scary, but he is going to be able to escape it. Now Frog has a second chance.
Yeah, you pointed out, like, they're a little bit flubbing in advantage, but in different ways a lot of the times. Like, when Starfire keeps it simple, like that dash back F smash, he gets a lot of reward, but sometimes he tries to do too much. Meanwhile, Frog doesn't do enough and cuts his combos off pretty early and settles for, like, finishing with Lightning Buster or just settling back and throwing out the Burning Edge.
Yeah, and it's even when they... Oh my god, that up tilt is a war crime. But even when they do finish out those combos, it does feel like, specifically Frog, it feels like Frog is going for reads rather than guaranteed options, or at least advisable options to end off their combos. Instead, like you said, they're just disengaging and going for Lightning Buster. Like right there, even in that situation, they just disengage and go for the Lightning Buster, even if it's not guaranteed, even if, like, there's almost no chance of hitting, because it has hit a couple of times.
Yeah, and you take the damage while it's there, but if you do anything too much, it's gonna get punished, even as an lagless option like Lightning Buster tends to be. Chrom's got the speed to call you out before even doing it. Oh, that was nice.
Chrom's nasty, and oh, Starfire, what a great shot from her. She is going to be able to hit a really nice momentum cancel side B to be able to set up for that, and now the advantage, this is exactly what I was wanting to see earlier. They're just pushing their advantage so god dang hard, and so much is coming out of it, and that's exactly what you need to do with a character like Chrom. That's what Chrom is built on, is pushing advantage.
Yeah, if you got the speed and you don't have to worry about fully spacing and looking for specific sweet spots, so like Chrom, not like Chrom, like Roy, then hey, go forward, go balls to the walls. But sometimes you do have to take your take a step back occasionally, because Pyra is ready to punish you if you end up whiffing. And these counters are a little risky, though you get certainly away with it thanks to the platform.
Maybe a little bit overzealous there for jab Nair 1. I do believe that Mythra is currently out of the percent range where that conversion works, and now they just throw out a Lightning Buster, but Starfire, it's a little bit overzealous there. Tries to run it and punish it too soon, but does get the nice landing side B. Frog's in trouble here, but comes back with a Prominence Revolt. No sword now, gonna have to wait. Parry comes out. No finisher yet, though. They're still both holding on to the stock strong, Henry. Yeah,
I mean, coverage is key in a situation like this. You don't have a lot of true combos anymore, but you do have plenty of raw kill power. So just try and get a nice setup. Looking for Nair 1 is threatening, but with it the size of that hitbox, doesn't even matter. Sent him just far enough. Could be sus DI, could be a little bit of a late reaction, but either way, we're going to a game 3.
Yeah, like you said, it was a late reaction. Regardless, though, it was a little bit unlucky. So, Starfire is going to be able to pick up game 2 with that Chrom. Now, I wonder at this point, if I'm being honest, I don't think that Pyra and Mythra have too much fun against sorties. Most sorties, if you ask me, like, especially characters like Chrom, who are really, really fast with the nice little disjoints, I think that the sorties might be some of the characters that the Aegises do not have too much fun against. So I wonder if the character swap is on the board for Frog. It's possible, but I don't know. They definitely also could just stick to the Aegis, because it has been very close.
Especially if Stage Strike does happen first. Oh, it does happen first. But if they go to a stage like FD, you could see a character like Greninja or like Sonic or whomever they may play be strong, but they are sticking to their guns. Perhaps a stage swap should be a little bit of a longer stage like Town and City. No, they are going to go to the small battlefield. Keep it similar, but close the quarters so you can make even more use of Mythra's blazing speed.
Well, small battlefield might have been a misplay here from Frog, at least from that opening, though. Starfire is going to be able to pick up 52%, still counting. The Proton Edge going to come out, and Starfire chases it beautifully with a double down tilt into a side B. That's so much damage. And it feels like Frog is a little bit confused at what to do at certain times, especially in early advantage or at the tail end of neutral, because they just either go for a side B most of the time.
Yeah, they'll look to cover space, but then not 100% commit to the option that they're doing. Like, they'll use these blazing edges, and those are great. But you blazing edge when you're trying to convince a player to pick an early ledge option, and then they don't cover other ledge options. So sometimes you just have to rely on the Pyra and try to swing. But right now, it looks like Starfire is really dictating the pace when they have their boots on the ground. Up jokes, okay.
Interesting. Yeah, that was the weirdest interaction I've seen in quite some time between the double up Bs. And Frog just comes right down off the Angel platform and takes that kill. Okay, interesting. So they're both back to 0. Full battle reset, 0-0 on both sides. The first hit is going to come out from Starfire, but they're seeming to get a little bit over eager. Tries to get the pickup with the side B. That would have been sick if it connected.
I can't fault Starfire for not trying to be a showman. Like, they are putting out these options and putting out these conversions that are spicy on the surface, but you do have to execute if you're gonna go for these higher risk options, because if you don't convert, then you miss out on a lot more damage. But yeah, disengage. Now trying to deal with a fully charged lightning buster.
Good choice there from Starfire. And that's actually one of the things that I think is separating Starfire a little bit from Frog here, is the decision making. Sometimes Frog's choices in certain spots are a little bit questionable, and I wonder what their plan is out of them. Like, even if this move hits, what are you going to do out of it? But Starfire's, like, in most situations, seems to have a plan of how to disengage if it goes south, how to push it if it goes well. And I'm actually really liking that. Prominence Revolt, I don't think Starfire liked that one.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but one that you've seen before, and especially if you see this Frog going for a lot more of, like, avoid the ledge, let me try to be aggressive options, shielding, and I guess even like a soaring slash out of shield at this point will kill at 150, but you still have to be careful. Aggressive out of the corner, Frog keeps being an aggressive in shield. Like, they're not trying to wait around and pick defensive options. It's all gas as long as they can help it.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem that Frog has a backspace or an S key or a left stick or whatever. They just hold W the whole time, all the live long day. Well, it hasn't been proving too poor of an outcome for them. They've been making some stuff happen. Now currently holding on to the lead, Frog looking to get themselves into winners round 2. Really gets the good connection with the up air. Right now, Starfire's in trouble, 75%. As much as I hate to say it, that's kill percent for Pyra.
Oh, absolutely. But we've seen this eerily similar to Game 2. Oh, lordy!
That was risky as hell, and so too was the Prominence Revolt back on stage. Throws out that blazing end to try and cover the ledge, and the Prominence Revolt going to do it. That's Frog taking it 2-1. Last stock, last hit, but they're the one who prevails. This is the power of the Aegis.
Yeah, not trying to wait around, not trying